Last Epoch 1.0 class tier list. This is from Conway's Corner, 2 subscribers, and it has very little views. It popped up on my feed, and I want to watch it because it's a tier list video. Now, this guy's either going to be a hidden gem where all of you guys are like, this guy's based, or it's going to be just really off. I feel like there's going to be no in between. Maybe there is, but I got you guys. You guys are we've got a bunch of Last Epoch pros in here. So I feel like we should be able to get a solid feel for how accurate this tier list is. Let's watch.
Live, we've had a lot of stuff going around the house in real life, so I just have not really been available to sit down and record a video.
Making a 1.0 tier list before massive changes that will come in this patch is dumb. True. True. Hot tier list before the huge patch note changes that makes 0 sense, Keck. True. So let's see. That's what I'm saying. This is good entertainment for us. Let's see what he has to say.
Today, however, we will be doing a speculative class tier list.
Speculative.
For all of the classes in Last Epoch.
Okay.
Now, when I say speculative, what I mean is there's going to be a large balance patch for the game that we do not have access to the patch notes for yet.
Okay.
In fact, they've said we're probably not getting it until very shortly before the game launches.
Okay. My question would be this, like, if we are getting it before the game launches, why wouldn't you just wait to do a tier list video after it comes out? I can understand like a speculative tier list video if the patch notes drop when the game drops. I can see that, but if the patch notes are actually dropping before the game even launches.
So I am going to be basing a lot of my rankings off of just raw speculation in what I think is going to be buffed or nerfed, as well as bug fixes. Let's go ahead and get right into this. Let's do this nice and quick. Up first, we have got the Beastmaster Primalist. Beastmaster is in a pretty good place right now. The only changes that I could really see it needing is the bear needs to be buffed. Summon bear needs to get buffed.
Chat, feel free to share your input while this guy's giving his explanations, because outside of one class, I don't know. I have no idea.
As wolves are in a good spot, especially once you get squirrels. If you're going with wolves, Scorpion is in a great place. Raptor's in a good place.
Wait, Zizarin's a squirrel build, the one that's OP as hell, from what I'm hearing. Is that Beastmaster?
Place. Sabretooth is in a decent place. Really, the bear is the odd one out.
Okay.
And I think that Beastmaster is a solid A.
Do you guys agree with this? We have again, speculative based off of right now. What do you guys? How do you guys feel? A with Beastmaster? Would you guys be okay with that?
Got the Blade Dancer. Blade Dancer. I'm gonna go ahead and put
Blade Dancer.
Put in B.
What? Blade Man? That's the one. Okay, this is the one class I know because it's the class that I play. Bro, there ain't no way. What, dude? Dude, Shadow Daggers is insane. Is Shadow Daggers really B tier? It feels insane to me. Like A pushing S. I don't know. Like, I've heard there are a few builds that are more that are stronger than the Shadow Daggers build, but you know, at least A tier. No.
In B tier.
But well, yeah, dude, Shadow Daggers. Yeah, that's what I'm playing. It's insane. There's no way, man. It's just like, dude, your survivability, like how you deal your damage, how damage comes out, everything is just insane.
Tier. Simply because it doesn't really have a lot going for it, and I don't think that Falconer is going to be giving it much of anything. Flurry and Puncture both are not in the best places.
Hold on, I'm confused. Didn't he say... Wait, Rogue, Blade Master, Falconer. No, hold on. Wait. Is this Rogue, or didn't he say Blade Master specifically, or is this Rogue? Wait. Are these like, because I don't know the icons. Isn't Blade Master and Falconer two totally different? Oh, this is just Blade Master. He said Falconer won't add anything to Blade Dancer. It's Blade Dancer specifically. So what would Falconer have any? Oh, you could double dip with certain skills. Is that why? Blade Dancer. Sorry, Blade Dancer. Okay. So there's a little bleed over with. Okay, gotcha.
In terms of a main damage skill,
gotcha. Okay,
Sync
that makes
Strike
sense.
isn't great for it. Really, the big Blade Dancer build is what, like Umbral Blades. Obviously, Shadow Daggers is phenomenal, and any build for Blade Dancer is going to be taking advantage of Shadow Daggers, but I think that is less to do with the power of Blade Dancer as it is the power of Shadow Daggers.
What? I don't understand that logic. So you have a skill and a mechanic that's unique to the Blade Dancer, and he's saying that Blade Dancer can use shadow. Yeah, but like, how? I don't understand. Like, so he's acknowledging Shadow Daggers is OP, it's extremely strong. But like, how do you disconnect that with the performance of Blade Dancer? When performance of Blade Dancer is dependent on that on the Shadow Daggers. Like the fact that Shadow Daggers is strong makes Blade Dancer strong. No, is that? I don't understand.
I think that it's still
like I'm asking this not rhetorically. I like genuinely don't understand. It's not unique to it. Falconer will have shadow daggers too. Okay, that makes sense. Gotcha. Which isn't Blade. Gotcha. That makes sense. That clears it up. Okay, cool. That okay, I understand that. Gotcha.
Still solid. There's nothing that really makes it bad. It's just not as good as the things that are going to be higher than it on the tier list.
Okay.
Next up, though.
So do you guys agree with this placement based off of his explanation? B tier there.
Druid, Primalist. Druid is our first S.
Where would you guys put Blade Dancer? Where would you guys put Blade Dancer?
Tier. Werebear is incredibly strong. It is incredibly tanky. It is incredibly fun. Swarmblade is really cool. It's interesting. It's different, especially if you are playing like a Frostbite Tornado Swarmblade.
Yeah, like I don't see like I get that Shadow Daggers isn't unique to Blade Dancer, but if we are talking about the best Blade Dancer build, it would be a Shadow Daggers build. And I just don't see how it could possibly be in B. And like I said, I'm new to this game, so I don't know. I could be completely wrong about this. But the one build that I am playing, I am learning, it's hard for me to imagine that it's just literally middle of the road. But then I guess it does depend kind of on your perspective on the tier list as you know, how would I describe this? I guess it would depend on the focus of the tier list. You know what I mean? So maybe the way this tier list is designed in my mind isn't the way it's designed in this creator's mind. Hence a different placement there. Maybe he's thinking Blade Dancer as a whole, like it's sure the Shadow Daggers build carries it hard, but because that's all that's there, it's not that great. Maybe I don't know. For me, when it comes to a tier list, I'm taking the best build of each respective class and measuring its performance. You know, and for Blade Dancer, that's a Shadow Daggers build, and you know, I there's no way I would put it under an A.
Super interesting. Obviously, Bleed is still very good, even with most of the Bleed builds having caught nerfs. It honestly wouldn't surprise me if Bleed gets
he's making it based off of Assumption 1.0. Yeah, absolutely.
It's nerfed again for 1.0, but I definitely think that Druid deserves to be in S tier.
Do you guys like Druid in the S tier here? Yeah.
Up next,
I see a lot of people running around like whatchamacallit, shaped as an insect. And it kind of looks cool, but at the same time, I don't know, man. I don't know if I want to be an insect, dude. I don't know.
The Falconer. I think Falconer is going to be an A tier.
Okay, speculation,
I think that a lot of its skill tree and its new skills are actually really big boons for both Marksman and Blade Dancer. However, without really knowing how good the Falcon itself is going to be, it's really hard to say.
Okay.
A lot of its kit seems to be designed around the Falcon. Obviously, I mean, falconry as its mastery skill, and then you've got dive bomb and was it winged assault, I think is the name of the other one. However, I think that there's some really interesting design space in here with Falconer going with spear and like net and puncture. I'll have a couple of speculative
riot
up for the Falconer, but I think that Falconer is going to be best when either playing with a spear or going heavy into throwing attacks and throwing damage. There's nothing in there that I saw that would really put it into S tier, but it definitely looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. It definitely looks like it's going to be,
I know, Bags,
actually pretty good. And if it wasn't for Falconer, I would honestly potentially put both Blade Dancer and Marksman, which we will get to, in a much lower tier.
Okay.
Speaking of going into lower tiers, though, Forge Guard. I know Forge Guard is high on their priority.
Okay, I'm just gonna say it, man. Forge Guard is a class on paper that just doesn't excite me. Isn't like the background of this class like the blacksmith class? Like, what? Does that excite you guys?
List of classes to get reworks and
rework by redesigning its fucking
as
name.
It stands right now, Forge Guard just is
not it really
in a
D
good
tier
place.
Listen, man, you've got druids, you've got void knights, you got Palladians, you got even falconers, man. You got all these cool ass classes, and then you got the blacksmith guy. Obviously, it's gonna be D tier. It's the fucking blacksmith guy / class. I mean, come on. It was doomed from the start.
I think that going Void Knight or Paladin is going to suit you a lot better than going Forge Guard. So I gotta give it.
Forge Knight is cool too. See, that's what I'm saying. It's Forge Guard. Homie doesn't even know the name.
D tier, and I'm gonna say spoilers. It's going to be the only class in D tier.
Okay, all right. Jokes aside, though, do you guys agree with Forge Guard being D tier? I have no idea if it's actually good or bad. It sounds he's got a pretty doomer take on it. Is it actually bad?
Up next is Lich. I'm really torn.
Yeah.
On Lich. Really, the big question isn't how good is Lich, it's how good is Death Seal, because all of Lich's power budget is in Death Seal, and I don't think that it's good design. Obviously, Lich is very strong. If you go look at the ladder right now, you'll see Lich is taking up most of the ladder. At least it was last time I looked.
Do you get that Reaper form when you're in the playing as a Lich with this build? Like, because I see videos of a guy like of players literally looking like a Reaper, like a Ghost Reaper going around.
That's mostly off the back of Death Seal.
Off of Death Seal.
I do think that if they nerf or change Death Seal, I think that Lich is going to drop. But as it stands right now, I think Lich is probably in the A tier.
All right, agree or disagree? Also, I want to know if you guys agree or disagree with his take on being B or C tier if they nerf Death Seal. Is that true? What do you guys think? Agree?
I think that Death Seal is in the S tier, but I think that Death Seal is probably going to get taken down a peg, and it'll drop down to the A tier.
I feel like this is in line with what you guys are saying. He acknowledges Death Seal, whatever it was called, as an S tier ability, but he's expecting it to get nerfed into the A tier. Okay, that's fair.
Up next is Marksman. Marksman, I think, is actually...
I mean, I guess it depends on how they nerf it, though, right? I mean, it could be like a small little nerf, and it could be a big nerf, right?
Going to be moving up in the rankings.
Wait, what is this?
Marksman, I think, is A tier.
What skill? What is this? Or what class?
Up next is Marksman.
Marksman.
Marksman, I think, is actually going to be moving up in the rankings off of the back of Explosive Trap from Falconer. Explosive Trap is a massive boon to the Marksman in that it gives us another way to proc and spam detonating arrows.
He's 100% on the mark here, I think. What do you guys think?
We've also got like Rain of Arrows.
This is obviously a speculation
it's
call here.
Traps. I think that
he's
actually
thinking the trap.
Falconer has really helped Marksman. I also think that they are going to be fixing the issues that bows currently have in the game with the arrows not actually hitting targets. So I think that with
That's
both
bad.
of those, I definitely see Marksman.
I need to shoot arrows at targets to deal damage. The problem is when the arrows hit the target, they don't deal damage. That's bad.
Going up to B tier and potentially A tier, but I'm unsure yet. Up next is the Necro, though.
How do you guys feel about the Marksman there? You guys feel good about that?
Necro, I think, is a solid B tier.
Necro B tier.
I think that at the higher end, the skeletons and skeleton mages are not as good as the Beastmaster's pets. However, there's still a lot of shenanigans to play around with in Necro. I'm torn. I kind of want to put it in A tier. But I think that it's probably like top of B or bottom of A tier. Up next, though, Paladin.
Wait, what was his response to that? Like, why is he putting it in the B tier? I must have missed it. Like, what was his? Do you guys agree with it? Some of you guys are saying Necro is S tier. Necro has more builds than any other mastery, and flame rates are still busted. Necro is niche. Flame rates, Necro is insane.
Paladin is our second S tier.
Do you guys? Okay, what do you guys think about Paladin? He's putting Paladin in S tier. I had no idea it was strong.
Hammerden
can
is
farm anything,
great.
really?
I think that with the multiplayer changes and improvements, I think that everybody's going to want to have a Paladin
the supports,
in their party.
The support buffs and shit.
Just because of Holy Aura it's just such a strong skill. It's so good. The fact that it applies to all of your allies and doesn't really have a range requirement just makes its power incredible.
I mean, in group content, any class that has that level of support, I mean, it would have to be an insta S tier, no?
In multiplayer and even in single player. Devotion hammered in is phenomenal. Judgment is a blast to play. Javelin is pretty decent. Spin to win, obviously incredible, whether you're playing Bleed or Ignite, is still a great build. And Paladin is kind of the best at taking advantage of Warpath. I think it should come as no surprise that I'm going to put Paladin.
You can't say halfway into lists, into a tier list multi when nothing else was judged on multiplayer. Yeah, I get what you're saying, but I think multiplayer functionality should still be factored in regardless of the class, right? And any support-based class is going to have a bigger significance on that element of the class. But yeah, certainly you wouldn't want to design this tier list solely based off of group utility. So I get what you're saying.
Paladin in the S tier. Moving right along, though, we have got the Rune Master.
Probably just tank.
I think that Rune Master is going to be nerfed. I don't see Rune Master not getting nerfed. So I'm going to put it in A tier, anticipating nerfs. Now, if they don't nerf it, it's S tier. But I think that with the nerfs that I think are going to be coming for it, it is going to be A tier.
Okay.
Up next is Shaman.
Something in my left ear.
It's hard to say anything about Shaman, really. I'm going to put Shaman in B tier.
Do you guys feel like it's getting nerfed but staying S, maybe A, so I'm fine with this? They will nerf the front. Okay, I see.
Shaman is getting reworked for 1.0, unless they have said that it's not coming on.
Okay, I have a serious question to ask you guys. Do you pronounce this word as shaman? Type 1 in chat, shaman, or shaman? Type 2 in chat. I genuinely want to know. Wow. Everyone says shaman? I'm the literally not a single one. Me and 2 other people are the only ones that say shaman? Is this shaman of Pokemon? Shaman. Why are you ashamed of your why are you ashamed of your shaman? I like it. I see what you did. A shaman on you. I thought it was one my whole life too. It really is? I swear. Wait. I could have sworn that word has been thrown around in my school, and my teachers pronounce it as shaman. I could have fucking sworn. Wait, is this an NAEU thing? How to pronounce shaman?
Shaman.
I'm literally out of words right now. Is this one of those rare moments on the internet where I get to say that you're wrong, I was right, and it was like me and 2 other fucking people against the world? We're moving on. Sorry, we took way too long on that.
On release.
So I don't have to change the way I say shaman. Okay, listen. Aluminum, that's... Okay, listen. It's... We're not going down that road because saying aluminum as aluminium is about as ridiculous as eating pineapples on pizza. Okay? I don't want to hear it. I don't want to start this conversation. We're watching a tier list video.
In which case it'd go down to D tier, but I think that with the reworks and changes and buffs coming to Shaman, I gotta put it in B tier. I don't think I could put it higher because we don't know, right? We haven't seen what they're doing. So
how do you say niche? I pronounce it as Nikke.
I think B tier is going to be the safe play.
B tier, okay.
Sorcerer's C tier. Unfortunately, it's in a bad place right now. It really doesn't have any class identity anymore now that Runemaster has come out. I thought that Runemaster was going to be either void damage focused or like kind of trap based.
Okay.
And it turns out...
Listen, chat, we've got 3 classes left. Let's focus, okay? Let's focus.
That it's just a sorcerer on meth. So...
I just realized my desktop is not actually centered here. This is... That's okay. We'll center it after this segment. Just remind me.
Unfortunately, Sorcerer is not doing great, really, unless you're trying to play Meteor. Just play Runemaster, and even then, I mean, you could put Harbinger of Stars in your belt slot and have a chance on crit to cast Meteors anyways. So I kind of even want to put it in D, but Meteor is a good button to press. So is
Meteors look
Black
cool.
Hole, although Black Hole is realistically just a Meteor delivery device. So I think C tier.
C tier.
It can output more damage than Forge Guard and has access to better movement tech in teleport than Forge Guard, which is the only reason I'm putting it in C tier. Spellblade is up next. Spellblade is another S tier. Like, if you haven't played like a Ward Generator Shatterstrike build, I highly encourage...
Wait, hold on. Spellblade goes S tier, and he's put Mage. What was it? What did he put in C tier? In no reality, is Sork a D tier? Where would you guys put Sork? Lightning Blast was nerfed like 4 times. Solid B. Sork is C. I put it at B currently. See, this is really good when it comes to going over tier list videos on stream, because you as a viewer, you not only get the feedback from one individual person, but you also get it from a bunch of other people in the chat. So it's I feel like it's a better look at class overall. Look at class performance when it comes to the opinions of others. Okay, so it looks like you guys are saying like somewhere between B, C. A lot of people are saying B.
You to
Spellblade and S is Lunacy, is he?
Play it. It'll make you change your mind if you think Spellblade isn't good.
Master is kind of blinding him.
The other build that I would recommend is Dreadful's Static Spellblade.
Yeah, he did say, if you guys are just joining, he did say Rune Master in A only because he thinks it's going to get nerfed. Otherwise, it would be a hard S tier. That's what he was saying earlier.
Is actually very strong. I've been playing that a bunch, and it rips. Flame Reeve definitely needs a buff. Fire Aura.
This guy's never gone past 500 corruption. Really? Okay, let's run with that. How many of you guys think this guy, based off of the tier list so far, how many of you guys think that he's been past, over or under on 500 corruption with this guy? Over or under? What do you guys think? Honestly. Okay, listen, Denox. I was thinking that same thing as I was saying it. Okay, but we're not going to go down that road. 100% like 300 max, probably under 100%. He played Druid. Could dot that go past? Cold dot that. He played Druid. Cold dot that can go past 500. Under. So all of you guys think under 500. Now, okay. For those of you who've played, in your honest opinion, would you get class advice from someone that has not made it past 500 corruption? Like, do you need to get past 500 corruption for you to be acknowledged as someone that knows what he's talking about? I guess is what I'm asking. No. Yes, never. No. Okay.
Is a trap, but if you are trying to like just blast and be incredibly defensive,
some of this guy's takes have been really solid, so I don't know.
Play a Spellblade. It's S tier. Last two, we've got Void Knight up next. Void Knight is B tier.
Maybe for casuals, it's good. Okay. But some really quick stuff as well. Okay. It's like getting advice from PoE Softcore, who's only been to 95s and not played the end game. Gotcha.
Void Knight used to be incredible, but unfortunately it has been nerfed multiple times. It's gotten actually several undeserved.
What do you guys think about that?
It's gotten some deserved nerfs, but a lot of them were undeserved, and I don't think they're going to be buffing it anytime soon.
Oh, they're balancing it off of 300-ish.
I think that it is a solid B tier.
A solid B tier, he says.
Last but not least, we have Warlock. Looking over the Warlock skill tree.
The Warlock.
And its new skills. I think that it would be unfair of me to put Warlock in anything less than S tier.
Really?
Especially because Mad Alchemist's Ladle is in the game, and Mad Alchemist's Ladle is going to let Warlock really go nuts with all of the curses and curse synergies, because the curses count as ailments, which is, more damage because of Mad Alchemist's Ladle. It's probably what I'm going to be playing on release. It's either going to be that or Falconer, just to try out the new stuff. And I think that's going to be it for today's video. I mean, I guess we could go ahead. I think that it's going to, realistically, I think... Oh, no, that's Paladin. I'm torn whether Druid is better than Spellblade. I play both. I have both at, very high levels.
Be nuts for real.
Both of mine are in the 90s. I just haven't gotten around to you know, finishing off my Werebear or my Spellblade. I think like this, because a lot of the defenses that Druid has, while good, just don't beat out having 20k plus ward off of Shatterstrike. In here, I think realistically, it's going to look like this. I think Necro, I'm going to put Marksman ahead of Blade Dancer. I think that is how I would arrange it within the tiers themselves. Of course, this is all subject to change with what actually happens in the buffs and nerfs. But that is all from me for today.
Okay.
Please like, comment, and subscribe. If you agree, if you disagree,
Like, comment,
let me
and
know.
subscribe.
Also, I stream on Twitch over at twitch.tv/NoWayLikeConway. You'll find the link in the description down below. Up next, I have got speculative Warlock and Falconer builds that are going to be, and I'll show them off just a little bit.
Wait, have their skill trees and stuff been already released? How do you put a build together?
I'm not going to show any of the masteries, but I have got these videos coming down the pipeline. They should be out within the next couple of days. I know I said that last time, but I actually mean it this time, because I'm going to edit all of these videos as soon as I finish recording this and have them out. Thank you guys so much, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.
Okay, so it looks like a new up and coming content creator. I'm gonna have to adjust this. Give me one sec. There we go. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and link this for you guys in the chat. But all right, yeah, that was Conway's Corner, brand new to YouTube. It looks like. Let's see how many views this has done in the time that we've watched.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back.
Oh, he's got a couple of subscribers here. If you want to show this man some support. I have no idea whether or not this tier list video was accurate or not, simply because I'm new to the game. But I got feedback from you guys in chat, so that kind of gives me an idea. And from my perspective, based off of your guys' feedback while watching the video, it seems like he was on the money with some of the classes, but some of the other ones were kind of debatable. So I appreciate your guys' feedback. If I upload this to YouTube, I think I will upload this to YouTube. Like and subscribe my channel as well. And check out Mr. Conway's Corner if you'd like his content. All the links will be in the description.